Reverse mortgages and tomato juice with clam flavoring are two examples of things that sound awful yet are real. Despite the fact that no one in the automobile industry ever requested a Ferrari station wagon, the 1965 330 GT 2+2 shooting brake sports wagon was produced. A four-door Chevrolet Corvette is maybe the most misnomerous object ever created, and yes, that is a real thing. Not only does it sound strange, but it also appears impossible to fit a few more doors on a Vette that only fits 2 persons. However, in 1980, it was made feasible. This Frankenvette's most peculiar feature is that it wasn't created by a garage mechanic with too much time and money on their hands. The four-door Corvette C3, on the other hand, was a formally approved and funded General Motors project. Even if it wasn't done internally, the organization really took the initiative. Not every concept works, and innovative ideas can occasionally produce amazing results, but other things are just plain destined to fail. One of those items is a Corvette with 4 doors. On paper though, the Vette with its 4 doors most likely never seemed particularly unique. Pugs and boxers, with their round faces, are adorable but extremely ugly. On the other hand, a 4-door Corvette is so incorrect that it ends up being accurate. Regretfully, this audacious technical achievement proved to be a total failure, with just a few numbers ever constructed. On the other hand, the tale of how the extremely rare C3 Corvette acquired an additional door is rather fascinating. Corvette America design. The Corvette America looked distinctive, and managed to maintain the seductive lines of a third-generation Vette when one got past their initial amazement at how long it was. It just had a few more doors. Another clever design feature resulting from those 4 doors was that the automobile had twice as many detachable T-tops as the original, meaning it was either an H-top or a letter from the Mandarin alphabet top. The Corvette also received a B-pillar, inlaid with the America emblem in a charming retro typeface from the 1980s, thanks to those 2 more doors. The entrance system was an additional intriguing element. The Corvette America was the first car to use a keypad located on the driver's side window to electronically unlock and open the doors in place of external door handles. The only significant drawback to this extremely creative vehicle was that everything else, including the engine and interior, was identical to that of the standard Corvette. The era of tuned engines peaked in the late 1970s and early 1980s, with the most potent engine available for a 1980 Vette producing a mere 225 horsepower. The L48 engine, which produced 195 horsepower, was standard on the Corvette America. 4-door Corvette America. It was a strange period in the late 1970s. Disco was the rage, rainbow suspenders looked fantastic, and people were spending a lot of money on pet rocks. A 4-door Corvette C3 was the notion that General Motors came up with because they wanted to cash in on the oddity. For whatever reason, General Motors decided not to have the guts to manufacture this unique sedan itself, and instead hired California Custom Coach in Pasadena, California to design and construct them. It has been incorrectly stated by several publications that this is a 1979 Corvette base. However, the front bumper is obviously from a 1980 C3, the first year of the new front end. As it happens, not much designing went into it. CCC just chopped up 2 Vettes and welded them back together. When both donor Corvettes were combined, they created a 4-door sedan with a sloping Corvette front end. The first donor Corvette lost the trunk, while the second lost the engine. Despite being a full 30 inches longer than a regular Corvette, the car's total weight was astonishingly only increased by 500 pounds, according to Blogger. Even yet, it must have been approximately as maneuverable as a stretch limousine due to the additional length, which was totally added to the wheelbase. 4-door Vette production. In the beginning, GM intended to hire California Custom Coach to produce 44-door Corvette America vehicles annually in addition to the 40 overall. Though it wasn't meant to be, there was optimism that this would be a multi-model year effort. The number of real buildings is the subject of several estimates on the internet, some of which go as high as 10. However, GM Authority, which is, as its name implies, kind of an authority of GM topics, maintains that just 6 were made. It is said that 5 of the 6 were sold to the general public, and 1 was a prototype. Given their extreme rarity and the fact that there are Corvette variations, one would expect that these cars would be treasured in museums or sell for astronomical prices on online auction sites, but instead they're kind of forgotten and elusive. One was posted on eBay Motors back in 2017, but it's unknown if it sold at all or for how much. The auction has already ended. It's unclear if the other one that was listed for $102,562 at MBS Auto in Milpitas, California, actually sold because the dealer's website is no longer active. There is no proof to support the assertion made by a poster on Corvette forum that Jay Leno has a four-door Vette. We will, however, classify that as probable because it does appear to be exactly what Leno would have in his garage. The price is wrong. Due to its exorbitant pricing, GM eventually decided to discontinue the four-door Corvette American. It was simply too much to spend for a novelty automobile, coming in at a sticker price of nearly $35,000, or $135,435 in modern currency. A Corvette with all the options was $14,354, although the standard model only cost about $13,000 at the time. Strangely enough, the value of this extremely rare Corvette has not increased at all. The most current price tag that is known to exist for one is $102,562, and it costs the equivalent of $135,000. That means that in addition to not keeping up with inflation, its value has dropped. To put that in context, a mint 1967 Corvette Stingray sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, although it initially retailed for $4,388, which is about $41,606 today. Though not a Ferrari pricing, adding four doors to a Vette wasn't a horrible idea. Due to how unique the automobile was, driving one of these would have undoubtedly generated interest, but equally as much attention would have been generated if a Magnum PI 308 GTSI Quattro Valvo had arrived. Many years later, Chrysler produced a four-door Dodge Charger prototype, which went on to become the best-selling Charger sports sedan, proving that the notion of an extra-door performance car was sound and ahead of its time. The Corvette America's lack of collectability and value as a legendary piece of Chevy history is the one thing about this whole situation that defies logic. How do you feel about this captivating content? Please share your opinions in the comments below. Don't forget to press the notification bell, like, and subscribe to the channel to receive updates whenever we post new, fascinating contents.